Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to do a review of Boruto chapter 54, which is called Raw. Now, this chapter starts in the middle of the battle between Sasuke and Borushiki, who just awakened in Boruto's body. Now, this awakening surprises everyone. Naruto is completely surprised that Momoshiki is awake, and Kawaki is also surprised, who's in the battlefield as well. And we sort of see in the first panel, the first page, that Borushiki is really proud that he's gotten rid of that space-time ninjutsu that he did in the previous chapter, which was to take out Sasuke's eye. And as we can see that as the fight continues, we sort of see that Sasuke is determined to stop Borushiki from his plan to destroy them. And another thing that we can sort of see that's happening here is that Borushiki is trying to recruit Kawaki, since he thinks that Kawaki is free because Inshiki's soul has been thoroughly extinguished. And before I can continue with the chapter, I do think that from this point, I do think that even if Inshiki's soul has been thoroughly extinguished, there's a way in which Inshiki can revive himself, which I've done in my previous video. I've talked about Inshiki reviving himself. And I do think that Inshiki can revive himself in a similar way that he did when he met Jigen after he was attacked by Kaguya. I think he's going to be able to revive himself, even if right now there's no trace of his soul. And because of that, Borushiki, Momoshiki, who just awakened in Boruto's body, wants to recruit Kawaki and wants to use Kawaki as a sacrifice to the Tail, which Inshiki has hidden somewhere. And Kawaki is resisting to join Borushiki, and Kawaki start attacking Borushiki, trying to awaken Boruto in that situation. And we can sort of see Sasuke is watching the battle as well, as Borushiki is trying to stop Kawaki. Sasuke also intervenes to try and save Kawaki from Borushiki. And at this point in time, it's very important to note that Borushiki is very dangerous right now, and he's performing moves quite easily, and he's using Boruto's body quite easily and flawlessly using Boruto's body. And also it's very important to note that not only is he using Boruto's body, it seems as if while he is using Boruto's body, he was able to heal all the wounds that Boruto had during the fight against Inshiki. And now we sort of see that Sasuke's determination of trying to get rid of Borushiki, who awakened in Boruto, even if it means that he can kill Boruto in the process. So this is some of the things that we see Sasuke releasing the lightning jutsu on Borushiki, but surprisingly, Borushiki is unable to absorb this ninjutsu. And Sasuke is identifying this and is surprised why is he not using the Kama techniques to absorb ninjutsu. To confirm this, Sasuke continues to battle Borushiki and is using some fire style jutsu and also used Amaterasu to fire up to try and ban Borushiki. And surprisingly, Borushiki is able to use a shadow clone to dodge these jutsus. Again, Sasuke is surprised that these are the options that Borushiki has chosen, and it means there's something to it. And Sasuke's thinking is that if Borushiki can absorb any chakra, it will awaken Boruto inside of him, which means that Boruto will be conscious again. Now, looking at the whole situation, Borushiki also identifies that Uchiha Sasuke level of intellect and also the analysis that he has of being able to analyze the situation in such a fast-paced environment, and also be able to then use jutsu to counter that, and it triggers thoughts in Borushiki that there's no way if he goes head to head with this guy, there's no way he's not going to get injured. As such, Borushiki then uses the vanishing Rasengan on Sasuke, and Sasuke got hit by the vanishing Rasengan. And after Sasuke got hit, we sort of see Kawaki trying to battle Boruto while he's trying to battle Borushiki with the hopes of trying to awaken Boruto, who's currently who's currently unconscious in his body. And now we sort of see that Kawaki is trying to fight so hard against Borushiki, and Borushiki is trying to escape with Kawaki using space-time ninjutsu. And while Borushiki was trying to do that, we sort of see Kawaki releasing fire style on himself in order to force Borushiki to absorb ninjutsu, which would be bad, which would enable Boruto to awaken. And Momoshiki realizes that this could be bad if Kawaki dies, who would be the only vessel which can be fed to the Tang Tail. It would be very difficult for him, and it will delay progress for his plans, which is to obtain the Shinju fruit, the chakra fruit from implanting the Tang Tail and creating the chakra tree. So now this is some of the things that we see in this chapter. And after Borushiki absorbed a ninjutsu, which he was forced because Kawaki was trying to kill himself, immediately after that, Borushiki is trying to use space-time ninjutsu, and immediately Boruto is able to awaken his body and to try to stop Borushiki from his plans. Now, one of the things that is exciting to see is that Momoshiki and Boruto being conscious at the same time and battling, one having the power to control the other arm and the other controlling the other arm. And it's something that's very interesting to see, but it happened for a short space of time, which which we see Boruto being able to overpower or overcome Momoshiki in his body. But another thing that it was important to take note of on this chapter is that Borushiki was able to explain to us that the progression on the of the Kamasil in Boruto is about at 80%, which means that it's not far from completion, which is same as the progression that Kawaki had. And also another thing that Boroshiki confirms in this chapter is that uh, after the data was implanted in Kawaki's body, 80% of his body is of an Otsutsuki body, even if the Karma seal has been removed. And I think these are some of the nice new intels that come with this chapter that are very interesting, and I think they will also be very interesting in future to know as a reference in the future manga. And looking at the occurrence of events that we see here on this chapter, one can only begin to think that before we can look at the few things that can be triggered after the occurrence of these fights in this chapter. And one thing that I wanted to talk about is that at the very end of this chapter, we sort of see the relationship between Boruto and Kawaki, which is becoming much more interesting because they're calling each other bro, which is the title of this chapter as well, which is quite exciting to see that these guys will be in this thing together going forward. But now, some of the things that one wanted to talk about in terms of the future or the future things that can be triggered by this chapter is the fact that when Naruto, who was lying there and feeling powerless, does this mean that Kurama is gone or is dead? Because that is the detecting side of using that powerful jutsu or the powerful ninjutsu that he was using with Kurama. So I think there's a possibility that Kurama is gone. Kurama is out of Naruto's body. That's the first thing that can be discussed in future or can be explained to us in future. And another thing is that since now Sasuke's eye is been stabbed by Borushiki, what is it that we're likely to see from Sasuke? Are we going to begin to see Sasuke with more chakra reserves? Because now he's no longer using the Ranegan. He's going to be relying mainly on the Sharingan or the Mangekyo Sharingan that's there. And is there a way in which Sasuke can obtain the Ranegan again, or how will he replace his eye? And will he be able to find another Uchiha pair of eyes to replace the lost eye that he had? So it's some of the things that are very interesting, and maybe we'll see will be discussed in future or will be displayed in the manga in future. And one more thing that I wanted to talk about for this on this chapter is that, which is very important, is the fact that Kawaki has 80% of the Otsutsuki genes in his body. So now, what does that mean? Does this mean that it will make it easy for Inchiki if he wants to revive himself? Can this enable Inchiki to revive himself even if the Kama is removed? because the progression was just that far ahead. Um, and another question that one may have is whether uh, Kawaki becoming an Otsutsuki, will he team up with other Otsutsukis, or will he gets to inherit other powers which will originate from having the Otsutsuki genes? So I think these are some of the exciting questions that are being triggered by this chapter, and I think it's very important to have um, these questions, think about these questions, and the ways in which the manga will answer them going forward. And having said that, I just wanted to thank you for staying for this long on the video, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time.